Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. For the Grue Rume Show tonight, we got two awesome guests, and they are from the film 1031. All right, guys, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out and coming on.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Oh my God, yes, I'm a huge horror fan, so I always love watching horror films, and you you two are part of this franchise, and this is the third film now. And how did you both get involved with all three films?
Yeah,
Rocky.
Zane, how did you get involved with all this?
Well, it was your idea first. I think if I remember correctly, like you and I were talking about it one day, like when were we going to the Volumes of Blood 2 or something? And you were telling me about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I
At
think
first, I was like, I was gonna do all of them,
yes.
and
And I
and
snuck
they're
it. I
like,
was like,
that's a terrible idea.
no, I was like, do you mind if I do one? Because I was like really into it. And then you're like, yeah. And then I guess from there just kind of snowballed with getting Justin Seaman involved and
Oh yeah,
Brett and those other guys. But yeah, I think I was the first one. And I was like, I wrote you that script for the first one, and
yeah. It came along real fast after we started
yeah,
like getting ideas. It was like, oh, this is the way to go, and just basically getting all of our friends like to do stuff, and
yep,
it was so much fun. We
Nice.
couldn't stop.
yeah,
Three more, come on.
obviously.
And now the third film is out, and what these films are horror and anthologies, and it's like, short films into one big film. And like, what kind of horror anthologies inspired you guys? Because there's so many out there. Trilogy of Terror is definitely one of them. Like, what are some that inspired you both?
Creep Show for me. That's the go to as far as like when I think of horror anthologies, I'm like, oh, Creep Show, like Creep Show,
Yeah.
for me, that's the first one I think of.
Some of the ones for me would be like Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh
And
yeah.
there were some old 80s ones, like one called like After Midnight. And on video it was called The Offspring. It was called From a Whisper to a Scream, where Vincent Price was in the town and he was like in the library telling stories. And I'm even a fan of the old, I think the Amicus, which was like British ones they did, was like the house that what was that one? The House of Drip Blood,
Oh yeah.
Doctor
That was an
Terror's,
anthology. I didn't even know that was an anthology.
yeah, and Doctor Terror's House of Horror, where
Awesome.
Peter Cushing's like the guy on the train with the tarot cards, and each person's like a different.
Oh,
Yeah, like that stuff. I've loved the anthologies since I was a kid. I used to watch one TV, like especially those old British ones.
yeah.
And then even they put them on VHS under Elvira, but there was ones called like Hammer House of Horrors. Those
Oh,
that was
okay.
that was a TV series, but then they put them on Thriller Video with Elvira, so I used to rent those and watch those too.
Oh yeah, she's so awesome. Like, her as a horror host, like that definitely is gold. I mean, her personality, her looks, and everything about her being a horror host was amazing.
Right.
For sure.
And now with this brand new film, your your third film of the series, and the one that you do is Hack in the Box, right? That's the one you
Mhm.
you
Yep.
you write and direct.
Yep. Yeah. Originally, actually, I had a different idea, and I was more into that one. I don't know why I did, but for some reason, Hack in the Box popped into my mind, and then I just started like writing it. And I kind of wanted to do one that was more kind of like what do you call it? Like more scaled, just go for it. Because Trespassers, when I wrote that, that was more like 20 minutes long. It had like
Mhm.
more of building a story in that. And this one, I just kind of wanted to go just be the fun, like, hey, let's go balls to the wall and just get right into it, and have fun with it. And I like the concept of the little dude, the little guy in the box, and I said all the girls did a great job. It was a fun shoot. It only took us, I think, like was it like 2 nights to film that?
Oh wow, okay, that's not
Yeah,
yeah, that's not bad.
no. I said I had to, in fact, I used my kitchen back there and cleared everything out and told my wife I promise I'll clean up all the blood. It's, we're still finding it now. So, like,
And Rocky, like you did the score for the for Hack in the Box, and you produced it too. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like so like what did you love about this short that made you want to get on board and do like the score for it and produce it?
Oh, I'm all for doing the music for whatever Zane does. It's always a good time. So, uh, just whenever he's on, you know, I'm ready to go. We have the same passions for the horror movies that we like and stuff. So
Mhm.
it's real easy. There's not really a you know any back and forth much on stuff. It's like, here's the vibe I want to do. I'll do something, show it to them. It's like, that's it, or maybe try this, and we'll get it the second round. But it's never hard,
no.
uh, to do things with Zane. So it's always fun. So I'm always
Nice.
on
especially,
board whenever he wants to do something.
especially since we're both big fans of Dead Dudes in the House.
Yeah, yeah.
That's our that and Pumpkin Carver. Those are our two favorite
There
movies.
you go.
And like how do you the for you, Rocky, like how do you find the sound? Like how do you know like what music to make? Like how to find the sound for like certain horror vibes?
Oh, that's dang. That was loud. Um, uh, it's always different. I have a uh, hard drives with just tons of sounds on it, so I kind of have an idea of where to go to with the thousands of sounds. It's like when I do something for Zane, I know here's golly, here's the section that I want to go to. Of all these sounds, it's
Mhm.
usually more, you know, 80s oriented. So I'll know to kind of drift that way first, and unless we discuss beforehand, like let's not do that. But so far, we've went straight there first. So,
Okay.
but that's always fun. So
Mhm.
depending on the project, um, we'll decide on where I go in the library to look at all the different sounds. But um, usually for the projects that me and Zane work on, it's a lot of the '80s vibe stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. And you each film like has your very own horror host. So how did how did you guys wind up getting getting her for the films?
I don't
Jen,
even remember who recommended that.
didn't you see her on YouTube or something? Didn't you see like she
I'm
did like
sure
a
I
little,
did. I don't know if somebody recommended that though. It seems like we had a couple recommendations, and then, after looking at all the YouTube videos or whatever, then we were like, "Hey, Jennifer Nangle, that's she's doing some cool stuff, and
mhm.
she has a following, so that's always good.
Oh, definitely.
Bring the fans over and you know have them check out our stuff too. So, but it's been good. We've worked with her for 3 movies now.
Yeah.
And she definitely brings like a really good horror vibe too. Like I've I've seen the films, and she's a really good horror host. She has that vibe to her.
Yeah, I think she's even done her own like couple like specials, hasn't she? Where she's gotten
I
showed
think
movies and
so.
stuff, and
Yeah,
she
yeah,
seems like she's doing pretty good with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I said again, people seem to like her too, and She does her thing, does the Jen Nangle thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes.
Malvolia.
Yeah, Malvolia.
And for fans who don't know about the film, can you tell us a little bit about like what this horror anthology is?
Yeah, Zane, what is this freaking movie about, anyways?
Which all of them? Well,
All of them.
I mean, obviously they're called 1031, which is
Hmm.
the night of Halloween.
Of
And
course.
the way I always looked at it was it just seems like a celebration of Halloween. So Rocky usually leans toward likes people that that are involved to kind of he really wants the atmosphere. I think that's something he really holds near and dear when he wants people to do these things is keep up the Halloween vibe, get the nice feel of the colors and the
Mhm.
costumes and things like that. Just like I said, the poster for the first one, the one poster with the we call him the machete ghost floating down. I think that was one of the first images Rocky got together for that movie, and I think that poster alone encompasses what 1031 is. It's you got the ghost, big moon behind him. He's got a candy bucket in his hand, look like a pumpkin. And I said, it just oozes Halloween, and I think that's
Oh,
what
definitely.
these are all love letters to Halloween. And I think every filmmaker we've had so far, right, they've all been fans of Halloween and really put their all into it and their own little flavors. That's the fun thing about anthologies, I think, is like everyone has. And Rocky's cool. He doesn't really like rain down on anyone. He just
Hmm.
says, "Do what you want to do. Just make us proud." and, it's
And
everyone.
you always do.
Yeah, everyone always has their little they're cool things. Everyone's different, and that's what's fun. Some of them are like more funny. Some of them try to go more scary, and it's like
Hmm.
it's fun. I said mine. Usually, I'm more like into action, more actiony '80s like horror, like with synth sound.
Nice.
That's my type of movie. So that's what I usually lean towards. I said, unfortunately, I didn't have a segment per se in the second one, but I did a fake trailer called Treaters.
Yes,
That was
yes.
It's
fun.
awesome.
I really had fun with that, making that. Like I sat down, I wrote that out in like one day, and
Oh, wow.
I really like this. I was like, this could be real fun to do, and it's doing so well. We're making a feature of it right now, so I was pretty excited. The way that came out, the way, especially when Rocky got a hold of it and put music to it, he
Mhm.
did some little couple visual effects like the film burns and that. It's probably one of my favorite projects I've ever done, only just because it's exactly sort of how I saw it in my mind and came out, to a T, and I was really happy with it.
We were
Wow.
all happy with it. It was awesome.
And like how do you find like all the different like writers and directors for the horror film? And because you with a horror and anthology, I'm sure you have a certain vision for every short inside the film. So like how did you know like what people to pick and like what what short to put into the film?
Well, we're kind of plugged into the indie scene, and for the second one, that one wasn't too hard. We were just working with more of our friends, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But for the third one, I think we ventured out a little bit, and like I'll always ask Zane, "Hey, have you seen anything cool lately?" And you
We
know
yeah,
things like
we're
that.
both big fans of Michael Balleth, who did The Witching,
Absolutely.
and he was like a no brainer to get for part three because he's a guy that you watch he does like little around October, he does these little
Mhm.
shorts of just atmospheres, no people. It's just him hanging things from the tree and getting. It's like that guy completely understands that atmosphere. That kind of like I think he's inspired by the beginning of Halloween 4. When they
Oh, okay.
show the opening of like, and so Michael Bolloff definitely is a guy who, if you're doing a Halloween movie, you want that guy. And
For sure. Yeah.
he lives and breathes it, man. So he did the witching season. He did They Live Inside Us, which was a feature he did based off one of the segments from witching season. And
Okay.
he's
Yeah.
just and I said his segment from 1031-3, the House of the Mummy, I thought was awesome. Like it reminded me of like
Yeah.
Tales from the Dark Side type movie, and it was great. Like he's an amazing filmmaker in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
Nice. Nice.
And Brad Twigg, I had scored one of his movies, so we became friends there, and so it was, you know,
Yeah.
a no brainer to say, hey, you want to work with us on this next movie, which would, he was on
And,
board for. And Jacob Perret, we knew because
it,
Justin picked up his which
yes.
one which one
Spine
was it? Spine
Spine
Chiller.
Killer, which is another anthology that takes place on Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really fun. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend Spine Chiller as well.
Yeah, for sure. His movie Weird
I will
Tales is
definitely
cool too.
watch that.
Oh yeah, he's got one weird. I haven't watched that one. Was it Weird Tales?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh, and that's another horror anthology too, the Weird Tales.
Mm-hmm.
I think Weird Tales is
Yep.
is as well.
Okay. Wow, I got some good horror films to watch now. Okay. Nice.
I watch all those around Halloween time, like all
Oh
those.
my God, yes.
And then of course, he got in the first movie for the old hag. He got Justin Seaman because Justin Seaman did the Barn 1 and 2. So that's another one that is pretty good. I think.
Yeah, the barn films are good. I like them.
Yeah, so that was another one. I think why Rocky picked him. And then I said along the other way we had like Brett DeJager did Bone Jangles, and oh god, I'm trying to remember the other people who were involved. Johnny William Holt, who did
Oh yeah, I always forget about John.
Hume Chapel Horror.
Yeah.
His was a really well received segment, the one with the roller skating rink in the first.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep.
And is there like uh, at a this like new film, like whether it's like your short or someone else's short, is there a certain scene that you both love the most from this big horror anthology?
You mean in the third one?
Yeah.
I really like Michael Bolliff's. I said the Mummy. Anytime that Mummy, the eyes light up and stuff, and it starts doing its thing, like I love all that. And it starts talking to the guy, and does it talk, or is he just?
Yeah,
I'm trying.
it does have those little phrases that he
Yeah,
says.
okay, I thought it did. Yeah,
The
like that.
mummy walks at midnight.
Yeah, it sort of remind me of like maybe like that thing from Big Zoltar or whatever that thing was. Like it kind
Yeah.
of has that feel. But yeah, I really like that Mummy because I think when we started, we had a group chat that Rocky had all of us in, and
Oh, okay.
he started getting us kind of, I think, trying to pump all of us up, and he sent some of his screen grabs from what he shot, and one of them was that Mummy with the eyes lit up and that, and I was like, oh man, that's great. I like the guy too that plays like the weird guy that runs the House of Oddities or whatever, the antique store.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy that guy's pretty cool. He's creepy and he's pretty fun.
That's
Nice.
definitely a highlight. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, having Michael on board, I mean, you can't help but being like, you know, that's some awesome stuff there. I mean, he he knows how to capture that Halloween spirit there. So you automatically gravitate that one. You will remember that.
Yeah.
You should remember all of them, but
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
on somebody about it, that's an easy one you can gravitate to because it's so uh ingrained in your head. You're not going to forget that.
What
And
I was gonna say one of the things I like, it's in my own segment.
oh, okay.
Well, because Rocky did a good job, was I wanted him to. They're not. It's not done with practical. It's done with actually CGI. Is the scene whenever Marissa is basically, we reveal that she's taken over by the puppet. Like he put her eyes are like all white, and like I've been seeing that since the trailer went up. That almost seems to be like
Yeah.
the screen grab. I was sending him to her. Go, look, you're like a thumbnail basically. Like
Yeah.
all these trailers and
It
stuff like
stands
that.
out. It does stand out
Yeah,
amongst when you're
yeah,
scrolling down, you see that it's like, whoa, what is that? And
Yeah,
you want to check it
exactly.
out.
yeah. It's definitely
'Cause
like some
it's
Evil Dead kind
yeah.
of looking stuff, which is I love that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, she was happy about it too. Like she said that's why she picked that character, because I gave her first dibs as to what character she wanted, and
Oh wow, okay.
she read what happens with that character. She's like, I want that. I want to be that.
Nice. And what about you, Rocky? Do you have like a favorite scene that you like most out of you know the whole horror anthology for the third film?
I don't have a favorite. I mean, they're all kind of like they're not mine, but in a way they're like my little adopted babies. So I love
True.
them all in their own way. But yeah, it's I mean, yeah. There's not a specific one where it's like that one's better than the other one, but obviously, Michael's always stands out as
Hmm.
something you can talk about right offhand because of the imagery and stuff with the mummy glowing eyes and stuff. But yeah, like Zane was saying that, that part when Marissa's eyes roll back in her head, I mean, when you see it, I
Yeah,
mean, at least it was for me once all the sound effects and everything were in
Yeah.
there, it was like, that's nasty right there.
Right.
So yeah, those are fun little clips.
I
That's
also like
definitely cool.
I like the look of Old Man Gross. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
pretty cool looking.
And
for sure.
this is this season for Halloween.
Mhm.
And are you two doing anything for how like do you guys dress up at all? Like do you go to Halloween parties?
I don't really dress. What's
Not
really
really.
funny is I don't even decorate for Halloween, only because we do it in the movies so much. I'm kind of like blah. Like I just
Yeah,
want,
That
yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
but I have like usually around probably here in the next week or so I'll start. And I have a movie rack like Rockies, and I actually have a specific area that's just nothing but movies that take place on Halloween. So
Nice.
I'll start perusing that, and my daughter and my wife and I'll start watching, and we have like our favorites that we watch. Like we watch the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow every year.
Oh yeah.
I watch Night of the Demons. That's like
I
one of my
love that
favorites.
movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much the one I usually watch either on a Halloween night, and
Yeah.
I'll usually go through the different Halloweens. I said four is like one of my favorites, so I'll watch Halloween four, and I even like my wife and we like Resurrection.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's fun.
I
It's a
think
lot of
Resurrection
fun.
is fun. It's actually probably one of the more rewatchable ones in my opinion, because it's just so it gets right into it and it's super fun. People might
Yeah.
scream blasphemy, but I thoroughly enjoy that one a lot. I just like the creepy old house, and I like
Mhm.
the whole webcam angle where they're like, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was well written, because when that kid's trying to tell that girl like where to go and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
use her eyes, I'm like, that's good. That's some pretty good filmmaking there. I think like it's pretty inventive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like that had like the the first like 10 minutes of the film reminds me of like the old Halloween film, and
Yeah.
then it gets modern then after like he kills Jamie Lee Curtis, and it gets modern then.
Yep. Yeah, so that's usually what we do. If we can go to a party, we will. We always carve a jack o' lantern for Halloween and put it out. Just the basic stuff. Then we have, of course, if there's we go to haunted houses. We have a buddy that runs like he works in the haunted house. So we'll go out there
Oh
and
sweet.
stuff. And yeah, so I mean, there's things I do like to do.
I go out to
Yeah.
Orlando
Halloween
Nights.
Horror Nights, right?
Yeah,
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 yeah, definitely.
I've been
yep,
wanting
for
to do
sure. It's awesome. I'll be there again this year.
that.
This year they got what, the Chucky, right? I think he's
Yeah,
like one of the things they got there.
they
Is it
got
the
Exorcist Believer
okay?
Wow.
and another Stranger Things. So
Stranger Things. What about the killer clowns from outer space? Are they doing that this year?
I don't know if they got that one or not.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Those are always fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I love most about Halloween season. Like I love doing like all the haunted houses and the hay rides and um I it's just so much fun. Like it actually brings like the Halloween spirit.
Yeah,
For sure,
absolutely.
man. Yeah.
And what about songs? Like what kind of songs do you both like listening to? Like what's on your playlist?
Um, I listen to a lot of synth wave, but I'll go around the Halloween time for talking about that. I'll listen to, like Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. I listen to Thriller. In fact, I make it a day. I will watch Thriller every Halloween too. I'll put on Thriller at some point and watch the video of that because it's amazing.
Yeah, I got a playlist on, for Halloween time.
Okay.
Halloween season, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. It's Halloween time. Halloween time is like 3 months for me. So
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
but yeah, I got a playlist on Spotify. It's got like, Alice Cooper and um Werewolf of London and all that stuff.
Yes.
A lot of old stuff, Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
almost anything you could think of, just like, oh, that's cool. Uh, yeah, it's just got tons of stuff. And I'm always adding stuff. So,
Uh,
yeah, Midnight Syndicate, love that stuff.
yes, yes. I love Alice though. Like, have you guys ever saw him live, Alice Cooper?
no,
I
I
have not.
haven't.
I have
Oh
not.
my God! Like his stage show is like watching a horror film. That I love seeing him live. I mean, all the decapitated heads and blood and gore all over the stage, and it's a great horror stage show.
Yeah, I've always loved watching his stuff and what he does, his music and his show. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
And
And
yeah, I love him in Monster Dog. I love Monster Dog.
definitely. And where can fans watch the film and stream it? Like, when's it coming out? When can they watch it?
September 29th should be everywhere. Um, Wherever you stream stuff. Um, I don't know if they got it on Screenbox or not. I'm not sure about that.
About that,
Okay.
But everywhere else, uh,
yeah, and if you
not
want to,
Shutter, maybe Screenbox, not Shutter, or, but Vudu and Amazon and Tubi especially. I mean,
yeah,
Tubi's good, always good to us.
and
Nice.
if you want a hard copy, that's it's available at Screen Team Releasing. And
Yeah, yeah.
I think that you can get a there's a box set with all three of them,
Oh, nice.
all three Blu-rays. Yeah,
I should get that.
yeah. He's like, I created. I should get it.
I created this. I should have it.
And each one comes with like a really cool slip cover. That was I guess I should not have done this motion while I was explaining the slip cover, but it's what's his face what's his face does the artwork on. They look really great. Nathan Thomas Milner.
Yeah, Nathan does all the slip
Yeah,
covers.
he
Yeah,
does the slip covers and they look great. They look like EC Comics covers and they're really
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
yeah. Scream Team does a great job with all their releases, but there's especially a lot of love for when they put our stuff out. It looks really great with the reversible regular covers and then the awesome looking slip covers. So yeah, they're Justin has always been great for the 1031.
Nice. And Rocky, I have to ask, like, when did you start your whole collection of those horror masks? Because that's really awesome. I love that.
And I've been doing that since man. Well, I was like bootlegging tapes like back in the early
Yeah.
80s, like when you could like rent 2 VCRs and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
at
remember
the
that.
video store.
Yeah.
We're old.
We used to tape them off cable, put like 3 to a tape.
For
Yeah,
real.
right.
Put it on,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put an
You
EP
put 3 or
mode.
4 movies on there, man.
Yep.
But after that, I mean, um probably early 2000s, I
Okay.
started really collecting, and my VHS collection got better just in the last probably 10 years.
Okay.
Because I didn't know you could still really get them. Like
I know, right?
you still have to actually find them.
Yeah.
Um, but that's fun now. You know,
Yeah.
actually going like trying to find the ones that you like. That's actually fun.
Yeah.
And I love you even got like that Halloween 3 season of the witch mask too and
Oh
behind you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, when Trick or Treat Studios put those out, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
time to grab them.
Yeah.
Because when I
The
saw the
movie,
movie, but like forever ago, it's like you wanted those. Those are awesome.
I
yeah.
know, right? Exactly. A-
Yeah, I
And
like all
lastly,
that stuff.
lastly is like where can fans follow you both at?
Go ahead, Rocky.
No, you go.
Okay.
No.
You can find me just under my name, Zane Hershberger, on Facebook or Instagram. We're always posting pictures of our shoots and stuff. You can follow Silver Springs Films. That's the moniker we go under for our movies. And like I said, we're just coming out with a new anthology called Cryptids, which is about with Joe Bob Briggs. And it's about bunch of monster stories. He's a radio host, and the callers are all monster stories. And then I said, then we're working on the feature length version of Treaters, which I'm really excited about.
I
Yeah, both
love it.
those movies are going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Cryptids is already awesome. I've seen some of that. But Treaters, everything I've seen you post, Zane, has
Yeah.
been sweet. I can't wait to see it.
Uh,
And I'm composing the music for that, so that's even better.
All right.
I'll see it
Okay.
before
There you
everybody.
go.
But for me, everybody can find me at rocky-gray.com. All the links are on there. If not, Rocky Gray all over the socials. So holler at me.
Sweet. Well, I want to thank you both so much for taking time and doing the show. Like I
Thank
said,
you,
I'm a
man.
huge horror fan, and I love I love the films too. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Halloween season.
Heck yeah. Yep. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we do.
Definitely. Well, have a great night, guys. Thank you.
All right. You too, man.
And have a good one.
Thank you.
Later.